Hello everybody and welcome back. Well, today we are diving into my 7 best tips when it comes to buying your first designer handbag. So we can build the perfect capsule designer handbag collection. I'm going to help you here today, and if that's something you're interested in, stick around. So hi everybody and welcome back. It is lovely to have you back again as always. Welcome to my new subscribers and of course to my old subscribers, thank you so much. We are hitting a new little landmark of 2K. I think by the time this video comes out we would have already hit it, so thank you so much. And I will be doing another giveaway very soon to show you my gratitude, and just to give you something back, I will definitely be doing another giveaway, so stick around. And it's for my subscribers. So by the way, I know there's lots of you out there, and thanks so much, that are watching all my videos, but maybe you're forgetting to subscribe. Maybe you're forgetting to hit that little subscribe button down below. It's free, and hit the little bell beside it so that you don't miss any of my future videos. I'd really appreciate it. So what are my best tips for buying your very first designer handbag or building your capsule designer handbag collection? So there will be 7 different categories I want to talk about in this section. The first one is cost per wear. Cost per wear is massively important, as you know, we've all put our money together and we are scraping the pennies together. We're working very hard for that very first handbag. I know a lot of my subscribers and a lot of my followers already have lots of handbags, but there are ladies and girls and gents out there that haven't got their first yet. So, you know, stick around. If you're on your first, second, third, this is valuable information. Now, cost per wear is just, in my opinion, so important. We all want to get value out of our bags. We don't want them sitting there in our wardrobes looking pretty. So we want them to be, we want to reach for them every day. We want them to go with our outfits. We want to, you know, use them. And so therefore you have to take this into consideration when you're buying your first bag. Am I going to use it? Am I going to get the value out of it? Every time you wear the bag, if you wear it more and more often, you are bringing the cost of the bag down because you're getting the use out of the bag. And that, in my opinion, is the number one point to think about. The second point to think about is durability. You have to think about, some of these bags out here are absolutely stunning. We get carried away with, you know, their beauty and the Instagram photographs and everything else. But if that bag isn't durable and you pay 1,000, 2,000, 500, whatever you want to spend on your particular bag, you want that bag to be durable. You don't want the leather to scratch. You don't want the bag to fall apart. You don't want to be afraid to wear it. So take this into consideration. So therefore, think about the leather, think about the material in the handbag, whether it be caviar, whether it be lambskin, whatever, you know, canvas, whatever suits your lifestyle, the purpose and your lifestyle for your bag. What are you going to be using it for is so important. Ask yourself these questions, because I know I've made mistakes in the past of, I just bought the bag because it was pretty. I went into Brent Thomas or wherever else it was and I said, that's a beautiful looking bag. Was it practical? No. Was it durable? No. Was it expensive? Yes. Did it sit in my wardrobe? Yes. Also, as I said, what we have to think about is being practical. Is your bag going to be for day wear? Is it an everyday bag? Or do you want your bag to be an occasion bag and use whatever other bags you have in your collection as your everyday bag? That is absolutely up to you. No problem whatsoever. It just depends on what you personally, nobody else matters in this whole scenario. You're the one dashing out the dough. So you're the one who has to think, okay, I want this bag as an everyday bag. I want everybody to see, you know, my hard work, and I want to use this bag every day. And so in that, I would suggest, there are a couple of different bags I would suggest. And you might have heard about them before as your first purchase in designer bags. And you might go, oh, that's boring. They're around, everybody uses them, but they're around for a reason. And the first one I would suggest is the Speedy B. The Louis Vuitton. This one is in Damier Ben, and look how durable this bag is, as I was talking about, between the treated leather on the straps. There's no vachetta on this particular bag, that's why I bought it, and it is pretty much weatherproof. It's pretty much, particularly for this bag, you know, you're going to wear it as an overnight bag, as a weekend bag, so you're going to be throwing it either in a car or on the train or in a taxi or wherever it is, so it needs to be durable. Now, on durability and practicality, I also had to mention this little beauty, the Alma BB. This one isn't mine, this one's Katie's. She got it for Christmas and God bless her, she hasn't had a chance to use it yet. But anyway, she will. So this is another bag. Now also value for money, both of these bags are, I know Louis Vuitton has had price increases and they will continue to do that. But these beauties, I mean, they're canvas, they're durable, they're practical, they go up in value, they're staples, and they are classics. And that is another point I wanted to make about your first choice. I know we get carried away with trendy bags and, you know, the bag of the moment and all of that kind of stuff. But for your first purchase, I would highly, highly recommend classics. You can get the trendies later. Don't worry about it. Be patient. Everything good comes to those who are patient. So I would definitely, as I said, price point on these two. The Alma BB is €1,100. I'll stick dollars up, of course. And the Speedy Bandolier 30 is 1,200 with the price increases, and they're in euros. So look at, they're expensive bags. That's why they're called luxury bags. But if you ask me, price per wear, cost per wear, they hold their value, these bags. They really, really do. If you look after them, we'll get onto that point later. But I mean, this one has feet. I mean, this one in particular is made beautifully. And they're just really, really good bags, I think, for your first bag. The inside of the Demi-Urbaine, of course, is the red. It's gorgeous, and there's a Zumoni little organizer inside there. If you want to get that, I have the discount code down below. These two bags, I have to say, would be my choice and my pick for your first designer handbags for practical, everyday, day wear, everyday, throw around, gonna hold their value, gonna get my value out of them. These are definitely my picks for those, and I would definitely recommend them. You ladies and gents, if you're around that long, all know I love my Pochette Métis, but it might be just a little bit more expensive for somebody starting out on their first handbag journey, and that is something to take into consideration as well. Don't just think about the first handbag you're going to buy. Look at the whole picture of where you're going. Are you just going to buy one handbag and that's it forever, one luxury handbag? Well, then that's fine. But if you want to build, and if you want to buy a second or a third, well, then you have to think down the road your reasons. Okay, I'll buy this one first because I might, things change. Your circumstances change. All of our circumstances change. So, but you might want to get something else on the second or the third time round. So think about those things. Think strategically. That's what we all got to do here. That's what the big houses are doing. They're thinking strategically with the price increases. So we have to think strategically as consumers. And also a bag I don't have is the Neverfull. I don't see myself buying the Neverfull. I'm past the kind of baby stage, and I know I have plenty of viewers out there that are younger and have babies or traveling, so the Neverfull is perfect for that, and I would highly recommend it. Again, the price point of that, I think it's €1,150, so it's a great price. I know people are sick to death of looking at it, but there's a reason it's still around. If you look in the luxury community, you will see all of the girls and guys out there still saying that that bag is amazing. It's worth its money, and it gives you amazing value. Now, again, if you don't want that bag for daytime use and you want an occasion bag, and as I said earlier, you just want, a good bag, as we say. The way we used to have a good dining room or a good living room to show the neighbours? Well, you could have a good bag and just use your other bags for thrown around, for work, for whatever. You might consider, €500, €1,000, 2,000, it is an awful lot of money. So you may be only willing to spend this once on one good bag. In that case, I would go for something like this little baby. Now, the reason I would go for this is because this transitions so beautifully from day to evening. This bag is a bag you can take to brunch, you can take to lunch, you can take to whatever meetings. It just holds pretty much enough because we're all taking smaller bags with us these days. It is a beaut. I adore this bag. It is elegant and classy. It elevates your outfit. It just brings it all up to a different level. You can take it on date night. You can take it to a dinner, to a movie, to a meet. You can take it anywhere. So this is what I would recommend if you're just going to buy one bag. Yes, it's expensive. And that's what I want to say as well. Don't save your money. Do not settle. It's something we've all done before in lots of different circumstances. Do not settle. Wait, because what you'll find yourself doing, and what I've done in the past, is you'll side buy. And by side buy, I mean when you get to a certain level, you go, oh, you know what, I'll get this until I can afford the other one, or until I don't do that. Do you know what I did that with? I did that with when I was waiting for my Pochette Métis. I bought the Lucky BB. I'll put a picture up here. The Louis Vuitton Lucky BB. And I couldn't get the Pochette Matisse anywhere. It just wasn't to be got. And I settled for the Lucky BB. Now, I'm not sorry. I love the Lucky BB. I still have it. But I don't really use it. Actually, I've used it once. So there's a perfect example. Whereas I got my Pochette Matisse in the end and I use it over and over and over again. It's a prime example. Hold out. And again, these bags, they hold their value. And that is another point. As I said, they're versatile. That is my number 4 point to make, that they go from day to evening and they're just amazing bags. You have to think about your style when you're buying handbags, and you're buying particularly your first. Is your wardrobe full of neutrals? If your wardrobe is full of neutrals, then maybe you can buy that bag, that pop of color. It will just go with everything because you have such a neutral base, and then you have the pop of color in your handbag. But I would recommend personally, for your first investment handbag, I would recommend blacks, I would recommend beiges. They're the two colors actually mainly I would recommend, because they will just go with everything in your wardrobe and you will just reach for it. It won't be sitting in the back looking at you purdy. You'll reach for it and you'll love it. The mini now is €3,300. It's $4,000 and it's 3,200 sterling. So look, it's expensive, but if it's just going to be one bag, it sounds like an awful lot of money. It is an awful lot of money, but if you just keep going, you will get there, rather than buying lots of little small pieces. Buy the one good one. From there, then I would recommend, you can't go wrong with the classics, and I would recommend the classic jumbo. Even though I do not use this bag, I've used it a good bit in the past, but I haven't used it recently because all the mini bags are in. She's just a beauty. You can't go wrong with a beauty. You can't go wrong with a classic. You know, these bags they've been around 30 or 40 years. They are not trend bags that come and go and then you can't sell them on. These bags you can, if you're not wearing them, they are going to be investments in that they'll sit in your wardrobe and you can pass them down. So I would recommend the jumbo. It's a stunning bag. I kind of would go for either the small, as I said, the mini, or the jumbo. I don't really go in between, even though I have a vintage small, but the small and the medium really kind of fit as much as the mini rectangular, to be honest with you. So I would kind of do extremes, have one large and one small. And again, you have a great little investment bag in your collection. Now from there, I want to talk about color. As I said, if you have a neutral color wardrobe, of course go for the pop of color, be it the reds and the pinks and the greens. They go even with blacks and neutrals and all that kind of stuff. But as I said, my preference would be blacks and beiges. So again, you have to think about how you're going to wear them every day. You don't want to be making decisions every morning what's going to go with what. It's a very easy color palette, and then down the road, once you have your neutrals in your possession, then you can start branching out a little bit into your beautiful pops of colors. But even at that, a lot of people buy the red bags and other color bags and they don't find themselves reaching for it. Even my Chanel bag, my vintage one, I haven't used it yet. No, I haven't. Now again, okay, the year that we had, and hopefully I will, I only have one red bag. So I don't consider that a bad purchase at all. And going from there, then I would want to talk about resale value. Now, some people will buy the one bag and it's a forever bag and they have no intention whatsoever of selling it on. But if you are that person that is considering building your collection, and you know, we do change our minds. Sometimes you think it's a forever bag and it doesn't end up being a forever bag at all, and 5 years down the line you're tired of it, you want something new and you want to change up. So it is important to consider resale value, and the classics will always hold their value. Hence the classic Chanels, the classic Louis Vuittons. That is another reason a lot of people buy these bags. They will sell on the resale value or the resale market, and then you can go on and buy your other bags. It's just a really nice strategy to start your collection. So I would highly recommend thinking about the resale value and of the bag. And of course, another point is to keep your bag in pristine condition. You have saved up so much money for this bag, you want to keep it in good condition. So, you know, treat it properly. Do not store it in the box, by the way. People think that they're doing amazing things by storing it in the box that it arrived in. But leather is a breathable skin and it needs to breathe. So take it out of your bag or your box. You can leave it in the dust bag, and actually that can be recommended sometimes, I don't necessarily leave mine in the dust bags. I leave mine on my shelves displayed in my walk-in wardrobe, and that's where I like to walk in and see my bags and enjoy them. I just like to do that. I will always lay my bags on their dust bags, fold over twice and lay on the dust bags, particularly with lambskin as this one is. Just lay it on a dust bag, and then you will never get the scuffing on the corners that you will see on the resale market when you go to resell your bag. Also, this one is not a double flap. As you can see, this is how I've stored it, with my lovely little Zumoni organizer. Plus I have a little plastic pouch just to keep the shape of the bag. It's the way I like to keep it. But with the double, as in my jumbo, you have to be careful of the flap on the inside. I'll just show you. I know I'm getting a little bit off point here, but I like to give you all the information. So with the double flap, and I know a lot of you know this, sometimes the zip can really, you can put it down and it can land funny and it can mark your bag really badly here. So what I like to do, the Caviar is pretty durable bag itself, but with my lambskin, I have a layer of material like a felt. It is felt like a felt material that I lay here, and then I tuck the zip in and I lay the bag down, because you will see on the resale market that area is an area that gets marked really, really easily. So just something to think about. Again, all my corners, everything else, this bag is pristine, and that's why you should, just enjoy looking after them and dust them off every now and again. And as I said, just look after them. The main point of all of this is to listen to yourself though. If you're buying a bag and somebody says to you, oh, don't buy that, it's not going to, give you good value back, it's not great in the resale value, buy this one, buy that one. Don't listen to anybody else. You might buy the jumbo Chanel and sit in your wardrobe, and it might be just too classy and too maybe old-fashioned, or too, if you're young, it might be older for you. So think about your style. Does it fit in? Does the brand fit with your style? Does the style of the bag fit in with your wardrobe? So think about those things. If you're edgy, maybe these bags are too classy, you might like something with a little bit more of a funkiness in it and a little bit more punchy. So you have to think about all of these things. And as I said, then the trendy factor. So going back onto the trendy factor, if I was to buy a bag for sheer trendiness and it to be a little bit more casual, I would recommend, there's two bags I would recommend. I would recommend the Gucci Soho Disco. This bag, I know it was hugely, hugely popular about 3-4 years ago. Some people might say it's actually out of date at the moment. Me, I don't really fall in for any of that kind of stuff. I love this bag, and actually one of my subscribers asked me for a video to do on this, on the pros and cons, and I'm going to do that. And if you don't be worrying, that'll be coming up soon. All the pros and cons of the Soho Disco. She's considering buying this bag. It is an amazing bag to buy, let me tell you. This is the rose beige in this color and in this bag, and the leather is so smushy soft. It's a classic in the fact that it is camera bag style. It holds so much. The price point is amazing. This bag, I think on my Teresa at the moment, is 950 euros. It was 800 when I bought it. And it's just an amazing bag. I mean, you can bring this everywhere. It's a great entry point bag. It's a great, you don't have to baby this bag. The only thing with this bag that you have to kind of worry about a little bit is color transfer. I have to say, I mean, we all, I think, know at this stage, you can get lots of sprays to protect it from color transfer. Mine has absolutely none, as you can see, whatsoever on it. And just wear it with the right colors, wear it with the light colors when you're wearing it crossbody. But it is a real little workhorse. It's a little beauty, and it's very understated in that it's not logos everywhere. I know there's a G on it, but you can turn it on the inside when you're traveling like that, and just nobody's going to know which bag it is. So I highly recommend this one if you're looking for a lower price point, good value for money, a beautiful bag, and you won't be sorry with that bag. And the second bag I want to recommend that is a little bit on the lower side. I won't say cheap because none of these bags are cheap, but I would highly recommend the Givenchy Antigona. This bag, oh, I just love it. I can never sell this bag, even if I wanted to, because this is my daughter Katie's favorite handbag. And this is the mini size, and I believe this bag is now 1,290 on my Teresa. But with these bags, another point I wanted to make, ladies and gents, is you know, you don't have to buy these brand new. There are so many, particularly with trendy bags. You should hold off and wait. There are lots of discount codes. If you just have the patience to wait it out, don't buy it when it comes in the market immediately. Give it 6 months, give it a year, and you'll see them coming on Vestiaire, Fashion File, Yogi's Closet, all of those websites, eBay. And even at that, sometimes we have discount codes, and we'd be able to give you discount codes of certain websites and things. And I would recommend highly, between this one and the Gucci Soho Disco, to wait for the discount codes, or just wait till the bag goes on sale, because the trendy bags do. The classic bags, as we said, hold their value. So definitely this is beautiful, as I said, for the structure, the elegance, the classiness. It's just a beautiful, goes with everything kind of handbag, and you can't go wrong. It'll be in your wardrobe forever and ever. So it's another bag I would highly recommend as one of your first. As I said, you know, it's you can put it on your arm. I have the crossbody strap inside in the middle of the bag, and it holds a whole lot. After that, I have another little bag here that I'd like to recommend, which is this. This is the Pochette Accessoire. Now mine is in the Takashi Murakami, but if you want to get it, I love it in the monogram. It's stunning. I put it up here again. It went up, I think it's 600 now in the price increase, but a great bag as a first bag if you're into the smaller bags and you want to get use out of them. This bag is amazing, and I got this lovely little strap from Organising My Bag. And actually I have some news for you with another lovely collaboration I have coming out, that they're after giving me another company have given me a beautiful discount code for you guys, so that you'll be able to get some nice bits. But this bag, I have the leather strap inside, but I am a sucker for all things nice and sparkly like a magpie, so I bought this extra chain that can go on this bag and all my other bags. So I would highly recommend this one as a starter bag as well, because then when you go on to your second and third purchases, if that's your decision, you can throw this into your tote. You can throw it, it can hold your passport, it can hold all of your things. It's a good size, holds your phone, everything else. And yes, another one that I would recommend. And the very last point I would like to make is your budget. Yes, your budget is hugely important, so stick with your budget. Don't go overboard. If your budget is 500, there are plenty of choices for that budget. Don't go off course. Focus and stay in that, on the lane of, right, I wanted this, because you know what, you're always gonna want to come back to that bag that you had your eye on in the first place. I promise you that. It has happened to me before. So you want your value for money. I've recommended the bags that I think are great value for money, and all of these bags that I've picked today I think are good. You're not going to lose with them. You're just not. So now, last but not least, I want to show you my first designer handbag. Now, my first designer handbag was this little beauty, a Gucci. And actually it's funny because the Prada reissue and the Gucci Jackie is in, all this hobo kind of style is really back in. And I got this 25 years ago, a long time ago anyway. Yeah, it was my first designer handbag. It's Gucci. I love it. It's the box leather and I will never get rid of it. It's just sentimental value, and that just goes to show. And look, this is how I store them. And that is how pristine she is inside. Beautiful bag. So if you keep your bags in good condition, you can too have them 25 years later. And of course, leather is always great. But so that's it, ladies and gents. I also wanted to share with you my fragrance of the day, because I know some of you were DMing me about my fragrance since I mentioned it in one of my other videos. So my fragrance of the day is Delina, and this makes me feel beautiful. And I hope if I recommend some nice fragrances to you in the future, just to brighten your day up, you know, when you're sitting. I actually sprayed this before I come in today, just to kind of, you know, make my room smell nice. We have to embrace the lovely little things in life and the everyday moments, because they're the real moments. And if it's a little spray of perfume, to give you that lovely feeling, well, then that's what we do. And I hope that you will have got value from this video today, and good luck with buying your first designer handbag if that is what you're doing, or your second or your third. And until the next time, be kind, be safe, be compassionate. Love you lots. Mwah.